Content marketing is a responsibility. Any company not doing any form of content marketing these days is abdicating of responsibility. And so it has become that important in business to be able to differentiate yourself through the leadership that you're taking in creating the content and stories that you're taking that address the issues, the thought leadership. Doesn't mean we have to all talk about sustainability and climate change and all those things in the same, equity and diversity and all those things in the same way. What it means is that we have to take positions. As businesses, as marketers, as leaders in communication, we have to now take positions on the things that matter to us as a business. And we have to tell that story effectively to create that trust in our consumers. And so, what does that mean? It means leaning in to first-party data. It means leaning into our audiences, leaning into delivering them targeted, wonderful content that can actually solve problems and drive change. Leaning into this. What has happened? GDPR, CCPA, LGBT, whatever you others out there, a whole alphabet soup of regulations and government laws that are going into effect all over the globe. And most of you are global in nature, so you're dealing with all of it. And what we've done is we've gone to the lowest common denominator of all of them and basically tried to solve them all at once. And it's, boy, that's hard. It's really hard. And we're shying away from this idea of first-party data collection, and when the exact opposite is true, we have to lean into it, lean into first-party data collection. Now, we have to do it in a way that we want to drive value for the customer rather than a transaction of sale. And if we do that, we will be living up to all the spirit of the GDPR regulations, et cetera, et cetera. Customers, consumers, business or consumers are wary of this. They have a huge side eye right now that they're giving us in our websites about the way that we're using the data that they're collecting. You know, all of you have Mickey Mouse at Gmail in your database, I guarantee you. You all have, if you've got me in your database, you've got please give me the white paper at gmail.com, right? So those are the names that I use because why? We're based on transactions now. We're basing B2B marketing on transactions of content rather than building trust with audiences. So how do we lean into first-party data and start giving value to that when, by the way, the first thing we're greeted by on your website is a pop-up saying, by the way, we're going to track your data and be mean to you. You're going to get calls from salespeople. Somewhere along the line, we gave this over. We said, I don't feel like dealing with this. Let legal deal with it. Legal has failed miserably on this score by putting up generic pop-ups on, you know, we're tracking cookies. Here's our legal disclaimer, blah, 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 blah. Words we as marketers don't even understand. We're just looking at it going, wow, that is a bunch of gobbledygook right there. And we expect our customers to go, yup, accept. Great. All we're doing is telling customers, you should not trust us. That's what we're doing with our wonderful pop-ups there. So this is not a legal challenge. This is not a technology challenge. This is a customer experience. This is a marketing. This is a content challenge. We have to step up and take responsibility for leaning into this. Why not do a customer pop-up that instead of says, hey, we're going to put cookies on your site and legal, why don't we say, hey, listen, I mean, this would literally just be a change of content. Put the pop-up to say, hey, listen, we want to deliver you targeted, wonderful value here and give you thought leadership and a great experience. In order to do that, we have to do some stuff. Would you just mind saying yes to this? Just change the content to something more user-centric. Yes, fine, do it. I mean, we're all used to clicking it anyway, but why not even just take that baby step? In any event, the real key here is delivering a content strategy that actually delivers on valuable audiences that we can then use the data to target better experiences, account-based experiences, whatever it is, to them. Now, how are some companies dealing with this? Companies the size of all of yours, they're acquiring other media companies. They're becoming media companies, and they're doing it through acquisition. So Salesforce has certainly been doing this. Salesforce is the acquisition of a CMO club. They bought the entire CMO club, that whole community. They're doing it. Pendo, the wonderful product management startup, they just bought the Mind the Product community, bought, a few 100,000 of product managers. And that's their content marketing platform. We see this all the time happening with HubSpot, acquiring The Hustle, buying them. There are acquisitions happening all over the place. Arrow Electronics, maybe my favorite case study of this over the last few years. Arrow Electronics, right? Huge, large electronics distributor. They made 53 acquisitions over the last 5 years. 53 acquisitions. They have bought up just about every electronics engineering magazine out there. is owned now by Arrow Electronics, and they've created a separate division where they have EE Times, they have all of this. Why? Because, as they said, we have to keep electrical engineers interested in doing electronics. Otherwise, our TAM shrinks. And they started noticing all these publications just going away, going away, going away. So they said, hey, we can keep them as money makers. Maybe they don't make a ton of money, but it's a rounding error in our marketing budget to keep them just above the profitability line, and it keeps the electrical engineers happy because they did the research, they know their audience, and what did they discover about their audience was that 70-something% of engineers make all of their career decisions based on the blogs they read, the magazines, the professional journals that they read, and the communities that they're a part of online. So they said, why wouldn't we subsidize that? Why wouldn't we make that a viable strategy? That's building trust with an audience. I love this because this is a way for us to jumpstart our efforts and immediately jump into first-party data collection without having to worry about pop-ups and all of those kinds of things about our marketing. We can start learning what our audience cares about, what they want, by understanding them from that publication perspective.